Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Thank you all for attending. Please call the roll call.
Gladstone.
Yes.
Merrill.
Yes.
Kelso.
Here.
Bukai.
Here.
Wally. Here. Smith.
Here.
Marshfield.
Here.
Bernald.
Here.
Driscoll.
Here.
Haynes.
Here.
Scott.
Yes.
Ellis.
Here.
Faulkner.
Here.
Hinckley.
Here.
Wilson.
Here.
Kosher.
Here.
Layton.
Here.
Seta.
Here.
Malay.
Here. Please join us.
Again, it's a great honor for us to be here, the local ministers. Count it a privilege to come here and just share our hearts in it. And again, we just thank you for giving us the opportunity to do this and for your service to this county. Our gracious Father in heaven, truly we do want to thank you for this day. We thank you for the sun that is shining on the outside, but we also thank you for the Son of God that's shining on the inside of all of our hearts. We just ask for wisdom, and we invoke it today upon the leaders that are in this room. You know the tasks, and you know the responsibilities that each of them bear. And we just pray that you would undergird them. And as we pray for them, that you would undergird them to do what they need to do, that you would give them wisdom and guidance, strength, that you would give them knowledge beyond measure. And we also pray in return that you would bless them for their labor of love. Once again, we just want to thank you for their service to this county. And we just ask you to continue to watch over each and every one of them, even our chairman, Tina Mole. We just ask you to continue to give her the guidance and the direction that she needs. And it's my honor to pronounce a blessing upon this board. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord turns his face towards you and gives you peace. And the peace of God, which passes all understanding, shall keep your heart and your mind through Jesus Christ our Lord. And everyone said, amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Please join me as we recite our pledge to the flag.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, approval of our last board meeting minutes from April 9th. Are there any additions or corrections to those minutes? If not, they'll stand as submitted. Communications.
All communications received have been referred to their respective committees for review.
Okay, privilege of the floor, Supervisor Gladstone.
This time, I'd like to introduce Sheriff Craig Ron. The presentation on the annual sheriff's report.
Thank you. I'd also like to wish Craig happy birthday today.
Happy birthday.
My goodness.
Congratulations.
Yeah, 38, Joe. I like that. Thank you, everybody, for giving me an opportunity to discuss our annual report with you for a few minutes this afternoon. It's an honor and a privilege to be able to do this and to recognize the excellent work that's done by the members of the Delaware County Sheriff's Office each and every day on behalf of the 46,000 citizens that we have living here, as well as our visitors. So, Jess, ready? This is going to be just a brief introduction of what we're going to be going over today. Go ahead, next slide. Next slide. Okay, so our mission statement. One of the biggest things that I impart on every single member of the Delaware County Sheriff's Office is our ability to treat the public fairly and with compassion and professionalism, all right? Integrity being a cornerstone of everything that we do. I really, every member that works for the Sheriff's Office understands that they not only work for the legacy of the Office of Sheriff since 1797, the oldest, most historic law enforcement agency in the history of the world, but they're also representing an individually elected official, all right? Myself, I have the privilege to serve in that capacity at this time. And my career rises and falls on their conduct. And every single one of those people up there, they understand that. And I have very high standards, and not to say that we don't ever do something wrong or make a mistake, But when we do those things, we have the integrity to raise our hand, say we made a mistake, try to fix it and move forward. That's the only thing that we can ask from, that I can ask from them. And that's the only thing I think that is human beings we can ask from each other. So thank you, Jess. We launched a new website this year. This is a screenshot of the homepage of the website. I'd encourage everyone to take a look at it. There's a number of resources on there. You can keep track of what's going on in the jail as far as inmates are concerned, pistol permitting, just a wide variety of resources. Our most wanted, everything that the public could want is located on that website. As you probably know, our Facebook page has over 15,000 followers. I believe it's one of the largest and most expansive Facebook pages in the county. I'm very proud of that and our interaction that we have with the public on that Facebook page. We also have a sheriff's app for those of you that have not downloaded it. It's another wonderful resource. We have all the services and the programs, anything that you'd need that you'd want to know about what's going on in the county, law enforcement wise, weather wise, whether it be a weather emergency or any other type of emergency. You sign up for that on that app and you can receive alerts. It's all free to the public, downloadable on the iTunes or Google App Store. And then we're also have a presence on the X, which was formerly Twitter. So new hires in 2024. These are new hires. Several on the road patrol. The first one actually is our newest school resource officer who's employed as a full-time SRO up in Stanford Central School District. He's a retired state trooper, Matt Gambosi. And then we have 2 deputies. And on the correction side, you see a number of new hires on our correction side. Wish there were more. We still have a number of vacancies. It's harder and harder to fill these positions, but we're working very, very diligently. I know Under Sheriff Smith, she's here with me today. She's in the back. She works very, very hard, and as well as Jessica Miller, my administrative assistant, getting this information out to the public in an effort to recruit qualified people. Some of our promotions. So Cody Trombley is promoted to criminal investigator off the road patrol. It's important to note that Investigator Trombley has been assigned to the district attorney's office, and he works full-time on child sex crimes across Delaware County, not only for our office in working with Delaware Opportunities and Social Services, but also he acts as a liaison and a help to every local law enforcement agency within the county too. So all our village police departments, if they get involved in a difficult sex crime, he's there to help them, especially with the discovery work. Kyle Karcher was promoted from deputy to corporal. Jeff Clark was promoted from corporal to sergeant. Ken Soden, we had one retirement from the jail. They don't make people like Ken anymore. It's definitely sad to see him go. This is a person who I didn't even think he knew how to call in sick. He never used a sick day. Just a wonderful person. So we're happy to see him go, but wish him well in his retirement. We have an employee of the quarter program. We actively make sure that we do this, and we're recognizing employees for the good work that they do. So we do that. We award them a $50 gift card as well as a parking spot up front for being employee of the quarter. So our administration division, for those of you that don't know, obviously it's made up of myself, the undersheriff, the major in charge of daily operations. I have my assistant, Jessica Miller, is running our slideshow today, and our personnel clerk, Rebecca Townsend. We provide the leadership, budgeting, accounting, legislative initiatives, basically everything administrative when it comes to the sheriff's office. Road Patrol Division, they're the guys that you see out driving around. They do a variety of things. They work 4 20-hour shifts. They have take-home cars, courtesy of the Board of Supervisors here. It enables them. We're a large county, as everyone knows, and we don't have a lot of resources. So that program enables them to start in their shifts from their house. It also enables us to recall them much quicker to emergency situations. We've had a number of those in recent years where I think it was Supervisor Senate that said he couldn't believe one day when on a traffic accident scene it was a fatality that there was all of a sudden 10 sheriff's deputies. I can assure you there aren't 10 sheriff's deputies working at any given time, any day of the week here, but being able to call those people in and render assistance to their fellow members is crucial, and it's a help to our fire service as well. Some photos of the road patrol. All this stuff is available on our report online too, so if you want to take some time later on to look at some of the stuff. Go ahead. So here's our law enforcement summary as far as arrests, tickets, and motor vehicle accident reports. As you can see, stayed very busy. Arrests and UTTs are up. Uniform traffic tickets is what that stands for. Excuse me, the uniform traffic tickets are a little bit under from what they were the year prior. Traffic accident reports are up though, 27.6%, 462 this last year. It's concerning, and we're working on those things. Number of them as a result of traffic accidents involving impairment, and we've been discussing that at length in our public safety meetings, and we're trying to make strides to make a difference there. So here's the number of calls that we've answered. Total calls for 2024, 15,496. And as you can see, as we progress throughout the year, pretty much stayed flat for most of the year, and then the end of the year we had a little bit of an uptick. Criminal Investigations Division. We have 3 full-time investigators up there doing all our major crimes. They've been busy this year. It's amazing the level of activities that we've experienced. I would say especially since bail reform, and I know I'm going to beat that drum again. But when there's no accountability for minor infractions, it's human nature for people to tend to commit further and more serious infractions, and we've seen that progressively happen. We have the evidence to prove that since bail reform. So these are our CID statistics. They're the Criminal Investigations Bureau. Our Civil Division. So Civil takes care of all our notices, summons, subpoenas, petitions, and orders, warrants of eviction, income executions, court orders. You can see we served a total of 624 papers last year. Income executions, 345. We issued a total of 143 pistol permits out of the Civil Division as well. Orders of protection served 137. You look at that, it's about every other day we're serving an order of protection. So there's the fees collected by our Civil Division 2013 to present. They remain fairly consistent. There's a breakdown of the pistol permits issued throughout the year. We had a total of 125 pistol permits issued. Our Corrections Division, as you know, we maintain a large comprehensive corrections facility up there, 3 male pods and 1 female pod. They do everything from pre-trial detention to incarcerating individuals that have been sentenced for less than 1 year by the county court. As you know, or as you may not know, anyone that's sentenced for more than 1 year moves off to state corrections, except for right now. They haven't been taking people since March. So we have right now, I believe, 10 state-ready prisoners up there that we're housing on behalf of the state of New York as well.
Who pays for that?
They pay $100 a day.
State?
The state does.
Yeah.
The problem with that is everything else is on us. So if the inmate has transportation needs, court appointments, medical, which is huge, that's all on us. So if you have a everyday run-of-the-mill inmate, Wayne, we're probably making a little bit of money. But if an inmate has medical needs, especially regular medical needs, we're underwater.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, as you know, we've had a substantial increase in federal inmate board-ins from the U.S. Marshals Service. The jail has had a 38% increase in inmate population from 2023 over 2024. Our female population has also increased by 92%. The board-in revenue for 2024 increased by 126% over 2023. And as you can see, the amounts of the overage from 2023 to 2024 was over $1 million, 126%. And the federal transport revenue was also increased by 77% from 2023 to 2024. Because on those federal prisoners from the U.S. Marshals Service, what you have to understand, the only thing we're paying for is food. That's it. Everything else is billable back to the U.S. Marshals. Medical, transportation, everything. So here's our board-in totals since 2010 to present. As you can see, the last several years, we've really made strides at filling those open beds. We have to have the same inmates in that, or the same amount of corrections staff based on our official bed capacity, whether we have 1 inmate or 124 inmates. So it behooves us to fill those open beds and offset our operation expense. As you can see, last year, $1.87 million we brought in to offset those expenses. And there's a transport revenue from the U.S. Marshals. As you can see, more U.S. Marshal inmates, more transport revenue, 84,500 last year. There's just the total number of transports we use. Okay, so we run our own corrections academy. Last year, we were actually able to run 2 corrections academy. We ran one in the spring, one in the fall, and we're hopeful that we're going to have another one this summer. Really, hopefully, to have enough corrections officers to make up a class. But that saves us a ton of money from sending corrections staff out to attend other academies as well. 5-week program. There's our 2 graduation ceremonies from last year. Some training highlights. All right, so we've been all over the place. You know, as far as I'm concerned, as far as my personal involvement, as you know, last year I was president of the New York State Sheriff's Association, afforded me a bunch of different training opportunities and interactions throughout the country, from the southern border to our winter conference in Washington, D.C. That's myself, who was actually talked to Senator Schumer in his office about a number of law enforcement issues on the national level. We got our Project Lifesaver situation. We are semi-annual firearms certification, and our UAV, our unmanned aerial systems, or drone program. Our CPAS conference was our school resource officer conference. All the capital visits, defensive tactics. We had a special deputy that was designated on a national level, on a federal level, as a distinguished weapons expert. Very proud of that. His training is involved in all of our training that happens up at the office. Attended the summer conference. We had an investigator go to the Colonel Henry F. Williams homicide seminar to properly be able to investigate homicides. Our traffic symposium, and something else I'm very passionate about is our animal rescue efforts. We have, you know, as far as I'm concerned, there's 2 classes of individuals that are our most vulnerable. It's our senior citizens, or excuse me, our 3. Our senior citizens, our children, and our animals. They're all defenseless individuals, and we need to make a concentrated effort in making sure that we're defending the rights of all 3 of those groups. We do everybody, but I got a special place in my heart for our seniors, our children, and our animals. They're defenseless. Number of community events, as you can see, we participate in throughout the year to engage with the community. You see Chaplain Grenier just gave the invocation. He's down there in the lower left corner. Him and the female inmates from the corrections facility crochet blankets for prenatal babies up at Cooperstown Hospital. There's a number of different things: Fire and EMS Week, Delaware County Fair, Trunk or Treat, Special Olympics, Wreaths Across America. The list goes on and on and on. I don't have enough room there. Number of special details. Our honor guard is called out to do different ceremonies and present the colors of different functions throughout the county. And these are our property and school checks. As you know, we have a number of school resource officers in our schools, but we have a vast number of schools that aren't covered by a full-time resource officer. Property check program. So we're constantly in those other schools as well doing property checks. And as you can see, there's the numbers in regard to school and property checks. Our sheriff's camp we participate in every year. This is under Sheriff Smith with last year's campers. These are kids that we work through our guidance offices, social services. We identify at-risk kids to send them to camp for free on behalf of the New York State Sheriffs. It's a week-long program. Most of our kids that have been going to that camp, Jessica coordinates the whole thing. They've been repetitive campers every year. It gives an opportunity for children that never would have a chance for a vacation to actually get away and do something special and enjoy a camp experience. We're very pleased with that program. We only have so many slots, and we try to get everyone in every year. And then we have the people that want to come back year after year. So it's difficult to find some of those new spots, but we do the best we can with that. We have our annual employee awards that we do to recognize our employees. Our next one is actually next Monday at 11 a.m. Any member of the board at the office is certainly invited to attend our annual employee awards program. And these are some of the awards and recognition special throughout the state that we received last year. Deputy Justin Moore received an Excellence Award for Stop DWI enforcement from the Mothers Against Drunk Driving program. We also had our 2024 for all of New York State Deputy Sheriff of the Year was awarded to the Delaware County Sheriff's deputies, 4 of them, for an incident they responded to over in Hancock, where they say really did a fantastic job at extricating a victim and possibly saving his life. And then Colin Roche, we talk about our Explorer program and our youth programs that we work with. Colin did an excellent job this last year, really reviving that program and working with our Delaware County youth, especially our at-risk youth, and the Delaware County Youth Bureau awarded him this year. So drug enforcement, we continue to work on the drug issues. They're not going away. We're still seeing a significant problem. Bail reform has really infringed on our ability to quickly work on a lot of these investigations, because it's harder and harder to develop what we call confidential informants to work on these cases. No one is really locked up anymore. I mean, even for the most serious drug dealing offenses, people are released on appearance tickets. So there's no disincentive to stop doing what you're doing. But more importantly, there's nothing really to hold over a particular defendant's head that said, hey, you want to help yourself out, help us out to get the next person in line, the bigger fish, so to speak, that's bringing this poison into our county. Lack of confidential informants makes much more lengthy and difficult and complex drug investigations. But this one right here was one we were proud of. It was a 10-month-long investigation, result of a search warrant where 4 AR-15 style assault rifles were seized, 8 illegal guns, 2 being ghost guns with no serial numbers, large quality of fentanyl, along with cocaine, other narcotics, were taken at that scene. So that was stuff that was taken off the streets here in Delaware County and can't be used here. So we're very proud of those efforts of our deputies and our criminal investigators. School resource officer program, I mentioned that before. We'd love to have a number of schools that want a school resource officer. I probably have 5 more right now that are standing in line waiting. The issue with that is just finding the personnel to man those positions. We use retired law enforcement officers as our school resource officers, and most police officers these days that are getting out of law enforcement work, guess what? They don't want to come back to it. They're running for the hills. They're retiring and they're going. And that's really a shame. But we're going to continue to do everything that we can to put those officers in those schools and engage in those contracts with our school districts. They really do want them. They've seen the difference. We've got a little presentation at the end that I'll show you that just really shows how wonderful it is. Before we start that, Jess, I just want to say one thing. Can you stop that just a second? Before we get into the video, I just want to say one thing. As I opened up the meeting, I said I was very, very proud and honored to have the privilege to lead this office and represent Delaware County, to represent this Board of Supervisors. But I have to say, none of that would be possible without your support. And I so much appreciate your support. I do not take it for granted. Our deputies are equipped with the best training, with the best equipment. Every single deputy as of this year has the same stuff our special response team has in the trunk of their vehicles if they have to respond to an active shooter situation. That doesn't happen through osmosis. That doesn't happen by accident. That happens because of the support that this board gives our agency, and I'm eternally grateful for that, and those deputies are too. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Just going to show you in closing this brief video of Sergeant Jeff Clark and K-9 Edge. He worked in the school for a period of time, and it really just demonstrates how valuable these programs are in building with our community.
Come get you later. Enjoy the air conditioning. Good boy.
This is DCMO Bosse's in Masonville.
Hello, my friend. It's a pleasure. Good to see you. Yes, and your shoes. Those are cool. Good morning. How are you, bud? Hello, my friend. All right.
I am blessed. Not only do I get to be a resource officer, but a little over a year ago, I was offered another opportunity to be a canine handler. He's in the car at the moment, but I promise I will bring him in. You have treats for him?
I do. I always have treats.
I know you're excited, aren't you? You're always excited to go to school.
Beautiful boy. Isn't he such a good boy?
Let's go say hi. Go upstairs. Go away. You like dogs? Look how fast you guys made friends. Look at that. Look how fast you made friends. Are you giving your belly? I don't know.
Hi, buddy.
You're welcome.
We appreciate having our SRO here. Corporal Clark is phenomenal. He's built a lot of great relationships with students and our staff. He is a great asset to us, along with Edge. It helps with community building. And not only does he provide an extra layer of safety and understanding, and he educates our students and sometimes laws. He educates our staff if we have questions.
I'm so happy that both BOCES and city school districts allow me to have him in the school. They too feel that he's a great asset. Turns a lot of frowns upside down. But when I bring Edge into the school, we've seen where students with maybe the most difficult behavior type issues, they're turned into softies. Or if they had a real rough night at home and they came into school and they were upset and they get to spend a little time with Edge petting him, turns their day around and it sets them up for a successful day of learning.
I think his personality and his wealth of knowledge of what he brings to our environment, it's phenomenal. So we'd love for it to continue. We'd love to see Corporal Clark here for a very long time.
I chose to remain in law enforcement beyond my 20 years because of the service in which I'm currently employed as a school resource officer, as a canine handler. And then being able to marry those two things together and seeing that canines can be school resource officers too, it's been awesome.
Pretty good, feel-good video, and I'm very, very proud of his efforts, Edge efforts, the personality of not only the handler, but the dog as well is what we look for in all our canines that we have employed at the sheriff's office. And I'm very, even more proud to say that Jeff has moved on and to become a sergeant and a supervisor. He's the type of person that you have supervising your deputies out there on the street. So I think it's just a good thing, and very, very proud of their efforts. I'm happy to answer any questions if you have any.
Sheriff, I'd just like to say on behalf of the board that you and your staff do an outstanding job. We will continue to support you 100%.
Well, we appreciate that. And like I said, we will not take that for granted. Thank you very, very much for your support. We appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next floor, I'd like to introduce Becky Ray. They will give us an update on the Delcovery app.
Okay, Amber is going to connect so we can take a look at the app. And I think I was here about 8 months ago telling you that we would be back in a couple of months. Well, Google had other plans for us. And it took us 7 months to get approved on the Google platform, which was absolutely the most annoying experience of my life. But we did it. And we are now available on Google and on iOS, on iPhone. And we are officially launching today. We already have people that have downloaded it. We've been talking about it, but we released our first video today to the public. And now we need to get people to download the app. So I think the first thing we should do is show you our promotional video, which is a minute long, which just launched at 11 o'clock today.
Resources easier to find. Let me show you how. So you're going to head over to the App Store or the Google Play Store, and you're going to search for Delcovery. It's available on Android and iOS. Once you open the app, to view all resources on the map, tap All Resources. Then either pan around the map or select a specific category from the drop-down menu to view the resources that you need. Tap an icon on the map to open a window with website and contact information, location, and services for each resource. You can also tap on the address for directions, tap on the phone number to call the location, or share the resources with others using the share button. It's that easy. Whether you're looking for help or you're looking for information, Delcovery's got you covered. Download it today.
So part of the project was the Facebook, the website, which is integrated with the app, and we're continuing to develop that, and also Instagram. So we're pushing this out now. We also have some types of printed materials that we want to make available to everybody. We feel that this is going to be a very good resource for anyone in the county looking for any kind of service. Amber's going to walk you through a little bit more of it, and I'll let Amber do that.
Sure. So you each should have a small business card size thing in front of you. It has the QR code on it. So if you just direct your phone's camera to that, it'll pop up in your phone and you can download right from there. Otherwise, you can go to the website and it's also there for download. So, I mean, she pretty much just gave you the tour of it, but real quick, we'll look at it quickly again. So this is what the home screen looks like. We have Start Here. So that's going to be all of your direct recovery resources. So Friends of Recovery, Delaware Opportunities, that sort of thing. The naloxone locations, has a few on there now. That's going to be built out a bit more. And then all resources is where you're going to go for the full map. And again, there's the resources that are on the map that automatically populate. And then if you don't see what you're looking for, you just go to the drop down and you can filter based on what exactly you're looking for. If a map isn't really your thing, you can check out the resources tab at the top, and this will give you a text-based way to look at the resources. And it's the same thing here. To look at it on the map, you're just going to click the map icon, and it'll show you where it is there. And you can tap on these, and it'll show you all the information you need, and the more info will take you to their website. And along with that, you want to talk about the prints?
Well, one thing that's very important about this, we do not require any kind of login. There is no information that we're collecting about individual people, and that is probably very appealing to people looking for services. We will be collecting some data as far as usage because we have to know if it's working, if it's being used. So we'll have things like counts of downloads, counts of just scans of the QR code. And I think we're up to, about 100 so far without a launch. And we'll be able to report on that kind of information, but there is no personal information being collected. Yet anyone can utilize all of that, all of those features to send information to somebody else, to get it for themselves, to make a phone call. Now, another part of the grant was this has got to be kept up to date, of course. So we are going through the database quarterly to make sure it's up to date. I mean, it is kind of more ongoing than just quarterly, but so we are keeping it up to date. And we're also, at this point, I have been going to talk to people. I had the pleasure of talking to Keith Weaver yesterday. He downloaded it like 3 weeks ago when I gave him a card. He thinks it's a very, very good resource. And so now what we're doing is we're going to meet with his whole staff and just go through it all for them, because the idea is to get everybody to put that on their phone. Because if you're looking for something, you don't have to call somebody, you don't have to send an email, you can just look at the app as long as you're connection or you're on Wi-Fi. And you to meet with superintendents at schools. We want to meet with your town boards if you're interested, to just go over what the app is and how it works, because not everybody is as tech savvy as, Wayne is, he's my supervisor, but we're going to send him around to teach.
My town board?
I will. So we are kind of taking the show on the road. I've been in touch with the Rural Health Network with Jack Sallow, and we're talking about how we can integrate some transportation information better on this with Get There. And those are the kinds of things we want to learn from everyone else. What would you like to see on the map? What's missing? What could be done better? We've got the funding right now. We got to make it work so we get it in the future again. And to go over, Amber will go over some of the printed materials which are available to you all. You just let us know what you want.
So along with the business cards, we also have postcard-sized information, posters. We also have a full county map that's not arrived yet, and we've also have some maps of the more concentrated services in some of the villages. So we have here Delhi. We also have Margaretville, Sydney, and Walton, I believe. So we have posters if you need posters. And what else do we have?
Do you have additional lawn signs?
We have one
We
other, and I was going to bring that to Delaware Opportunity, but
Okay,
yeah,
sure.
if
No, the-
we still have money in the budget. We can order some more. We have a lawn sign out front. Maybe you all have seen it. And, you just put your phone up to it, take a picture, and you can go, it'll take you right to downloading the app. And what we want right now is feedback. That's what we need, is feedback from everybody. We're getting good feedback from people like Fordu and mental health and, but we need it from everyone. Of course, they're going to, it's going to be very useful to them. And did we miss anything?
I think that's it. And just a reminder, it's not just for people in recovery. It's also for people who just need county services. Everything from food pantries to hospitals to law enforcement are on the map. So all their contact info is there.
Any questions?
Yeah, I got one, Joss. I hate to override this check genius sitting next to me.
Yes. My supervisor.
I downloaded that app way back when you first
Oh, thank you.
started this. So does it just update itself?
It just updates, yeah.
Okay, so it's current then.
Should be current.
Is the updates funded through the grant?
Yes.
And how long does the grant go for?
Well, we have been granted for 1 year and we're going to be getting ready to put a proposal together for next year, but we really do that. So anything, just email us,
Yeah.
We'd love to hear what could be, what could be added, what could be done to make it more usable.
And this was funded through the opioid
Yes.
settlement money
Yeah.
that
And-
we'll continue to get every year.
Yes, and we have high hopes for this and high hopes that we can integrate it and have partnerships with other people. Because now that we have the platform built and we've worked with this company in Syracuse, they have been absolutely wonderful to work with, very efficient, really know what they're doing. They got us through the Google thing, which was absolutely horrible because you don't deal with a human being, you deal with AI. And they're ready to expand the platform if we come up with good ideas to do that, so.
At this point, is it only countywide? Do you cross the county at all with information?
There are a few services that are on the map that are outside of the county simply because they serve Delaware County. Obviously, services don't stop at the county border. Future phases, we'd love to go, into Otsego or Sullivan or something like that, but we'll kind of see how it goes.
And that's something too. I mean, I plan on reaching, now that we have the app, I mean, it's been so long just waiting to get it that we could, launch. I'm going to reach out to people in other counties and say, look, do you even want to see it? Maybe you want to do it, because I think it's a helpful platform and it's very up to date. It's an up to date way of doing things, I think. But I'm saying that I need to find out from you all if that's true.
Great, thank you very much. Okay, are there any standing committee reports? If not, we'll move on to resolutions. First resolution is number 79.
I'll bring resolution 79 to the floor and ask for its approval.
I'll second it.
2025 budget amendment, transfer of funds, county insurance.
Questions? Please call the roll.
Gladstone,
Yes.
Merrill,
Yes.
Kelso,
Yes.
Bukai,
Yes.
Lawley,
Yes.
Smith, Marshfield, Vernal,
Yes.
Driscoll,
Yes.
Haynes,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Alice,
Yes.
Faulkner,
Yes.
Hinckley,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Crozier,
Yes.
Clayton,
Yes.
Sutta,
Yes.
Malay,
Yes. Resolution number 80.
I'll bring resolution 80 to the floor and ask for its adoption.
2025 budget amendment, transfer of funds, Department of Mental Health.
This is for 1 month, correct?
We've talked about this the
There's some
last 3 months,
finance.
yes, this is just for March. But I did talk to the office, and Doug is diligently working to get some answers on time, but again, as you said before, we have no control, so more follow.
Okay, please call the roll.
Gladstone,
Yes.
Merrill,
Yes.
Kelso,
Yes.
Bukai,
Yes.
Wally,
Yes.
Smith, Marshfield,
Yes.
Vernal,
Yes.
Driscoll,
Yes.
Haynes,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Ellis,
Yes.
Faulkner,
Yes.
Hinckley,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Kosher,
Yes.
Layton,
Yes.
Sutta,
Yes,
Malay,
Yes. Resolution number 81.
Bring this up and move for its adoption. I'll second.
2025 budget amendment, Department of Public Works.
I think our towns are also all feeling the same thing. Questions on this? Please call the roll.
Gladstone,
Yes.
Merrill,
Yes.
Kelso,
Yes.
Bukai,
Yes.
Wally,
Yes.
Smith, Marshfield,
Yeah.
Vernal,
Yes.
Driscoll,
Yes.
Haynes,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Ellis,
Yes.
Faulkner,
Yes.
Hinckley,
yes,
Wilson,
Yes.
Kosher,
Yes.
Layton,
Yes.
Sutta,
yes,
Malay,
Yes. Resolution number 82.
Bring this up and move for its adoption. Second.
notice of determination of non-significance, secret negative declaration for the replacement of bridge number 73, Town of Colchester.
Questions? So voice vote, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
Bring this up and move for its adoption.
second,
Determination of de minimis impact with respect to the CR7 over Springbrook Bridge Replacement, bin number 3351890, project in Town of Colchester, Delaware County, Department of Public Works.
Questions? This is also a voice vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Resolution number 84.
Bring this up and move for its adoption. Second.
Adjusting the tipping fee schedule for wastes at the Solid Waste Management Center, Department of Public Works.
I have a question on this. So what was it before? Do we know?
It's 95 for this construction and demolition and 200 for the friable asbestos.
So it's a relatively low.
And it's been a while since.
Okay, this is a voice vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Resolution number 85.
I'll bring resolution number 85 to the floor and move for its adoption. I'll second.
Exception to Resolution number 269 of 1990, Sheriff's Office.
Another voice vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Resolution number 86.
Bring resolution 86 to the floor and ask for its approval. Second.
Approval tentative agreement between the New York State Nurses Association, NYSNA, and Delaware County.
I'd like to thank Kara Nogin, our Personnel Director. Thank you. This is another voice vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Resolution number 87.
I'll bring resolution number 87 and ask for its approval. Second.
Reappointment Personnel Officer.
I'd like to say you do an outstanding job. We appreciate that. This is a voice vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Okay, at this time, we need to go into an attorney-client.
Attorney-client consultation, please.
We shouldn't Resolution number 88.
I will bring resolution 88 to the floor and ask for its approval.
Second it.
2025 budget amendment, appropriation of unemployment insurance for 2025 personnel office.
Questions? Please call the roll.
Gladstone,
Yes.
Merrill,
Yes.
Kelso, Bukai,
Yes.
Wally,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Marshfield.
Yep.
Vernal,
Yes.
Driscoll,
Yes.
Haynes,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Alice,
Yes.
Faulkner,
Yes.
Hinckley,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Kosher,
Yes.
Layton,
Yes.
Sutta,
Yes.
Malay.
Yes. Resolution number 89.
I'll bring resolution number 89 to the floor and move for its adoption. I'll second.
Can I ask a question? So when we do this, what does that do? So we're recognizing National Correction Officers Employees Week. What does that do? What brings along from this resolution? Is there anything?
Just that our board supports this.
Just, okay.
No other pay increase.
No bonuses.
Okay, this is a voice vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
With support.
Support, yes. And resolution number 90.
I bring this forward and ask for its adoption.
Second.
Payment of audit.
Please call the roll.
Gladstone,
Yes.
Merrill,
Yes.
Bukai,
Yes.
Wally,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Marshfield.
Yeah.
Vernal,
Yes.
Driscoll,
Yes.
Haynes,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Alice,
Yes.
Faulkner,
Yes.
Hinckley,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Kosher,
Yes.
Layton,
Yes.
Sutta,
Yes.
Malay.
Yes. Okay, is there any other business to be brought forward? Any
Is the
committee meetings?
Delaware County Farm Bureau?
Yes, they have an event coming up that Penny sent out the invite to everyone, and I believe that we've all received them in the mail as well. It's on April 26th from 6 to 10 is the function down at the American Legion.
And I'd like to say to the board, if, you've got a youth bureau packet in here, if you think you're gonna do a youth, fill it out and send it in by the fifth or something. Pardon?
I got mine all done.
Oh, yeah.
I filled it out.
Okay, with that, meeting's adjourned.
We don't do-
Ready?